Indeed, that excitement is truly palpable. So, will South Africa's success, however, lead to more interest in rugby union on the continent? That's what we want to find out now, and we can speak to Herbert Mensah, President of Rugby Africa, who joins me now from London. Herbert, thanks for your time on this. Were you surprised to see South Africa retaining the title is where I want us to begin.
Actually, no, I wasn't. I believed from early on, many people saw what I was saying and writing, that they had something a little bit different from the others. Sure, there were 4 great teams who could have won it. The All Blacks, the Springboks, France, Ireland, who were the favourites in many eyes, but they had that little extra magic, that little thing that when you dug down deep, that nobody was prepared to go to, that's where the Springboks were prepared to go to. And we saw it in their epic struggles and titanic battles all the way through to the finals. And I was quite convinced by the time they reached the finals that depending on which way the ball bounced, they would win.
Herbert, do you know members of the squad personally, and how would you describe them, having gotten a chance possibly to interact with them?
I know some of them, and after the event we had the honor of mingling with most of them. The first thing that you notice is exactly the spirit that you hear coming from Sia, and that is one of humility and of confidence. They have something deep inside them, and talking to each and every one of them from I spent time with Lebok, I had spent time with a number of them afterwards, even those who didn't play like Mapimpi and Am, they were all there afterwards as we sat down and spoke about the spirit of the future. And I said to some of them, start preparing for the next World Cup, because quite clearly there is a spirit and a philosophy amongst them. It's something that I always describe as giving hope to those who have no hope, giving strength to the weak, and giving a further strength to those who don't have the confidence. That is the Springboks. You just have to look at every game. When it hits 50, 60, 65 minutes, then it becomes a battle of wills. When the other team then starts to give up, and you know that the Springboks then give you something a little bit extra back, something really quite special.
Well, even as that team and of course the fans of South Africa continue to celebrate, the case is not the same for Namibia. Why do you think they flatter to deceive in terms of their performance?
I think I've lost him.
Herbert, I don't know if you can hear me.
I can now, yes.
You can hear me.
Yes,
Let's talk a bit about the performance of other African teams, and specifically on Namibia, and unfortunately their performance.
Yes, I think that what has come out from this World Cup is that you have to be a professional now in terms of sports. You can't be part-time. In Rugby Africa, we're encouraging a whole new beginning. But we're starting off from a budget of $2.3 million odd for 39 nations on a continent of 1.4 billion people, where you have 6 nations teams receiving in excess of 150 million euros a year. It simply doesn't work. We need to raise the investment. Then it is that we'll get a much better quality in terms of others who can compete for this title alongside that of South Africa. The quality is there, I have no doubt about it. We need to start getting governments to invest more, and then our world body to look at this as well a little bit closer.
I mean, Herbert, if you would tell me this briefly, will an expanded World Cup make it easier to grow the game on the continent? Could we see a third African side making it to the World Cup?
I think so, most definitely. Not in the initial run. I think we need to spend the next 2-3 years sorting out investment, sorting out competition pathways, and then it is that we'll be ready. And look, the best athletes in the world, as far as I'm concerned, are from Africa. The Springboks are the world champions. Half of the French national team are of African descent. Part of the English team themselves are of African descent. So the quality of the athlete is there. We have to sort ourselves out, and then we'll be ready.
Herbert Mensah, thank you so much. Lots to think about in regards to what you've told us. The President of Rugby Africa joining us on Focus on Africa. Meanwhile, we've got a lot more lined up for you on the program. Here's what's still to come. Could Meta have stopped the spread of hate speech during the 2-year civil war in Tigray? Well, a new report blames the online giant.
I in the Maldives, sandbanks like this appear and disappear, and that really influences